What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to another video in my tutorial series for Java. Now today we're going to be talking about a pretty important topic, and we're going to be talking about enumerations or enums. Now what an enum is basically a class that can only hold can only hold constant variables. Now what do I mean by that? Why, the easiest way for me to explain this is go ahead and create an example. Now we're going to click on class right here. We're going to go new, click class, and we're going to select enum, and we're going to go on and call this level. And what we're going to be creating right now is essentially a way for us to hold all the different levels, or aka all the different difficulties in a game. So I'm sure when you guys have played arcade games or whatever games you've played before, they might have different levels. Okay, so perhaps a hard level, or a medium level, or a beginner level. Okay, so that's what we're going to create. And a convention in Java is to create these constant variables. Remember, these are going to be constants. What that means is basically these can't be changed throughout the lifetime of our app, life cycle of our app. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to create a difficulty called hard, end it with a comma, followed by medium, med. Oops, can't spell today. Medium, and beginner. Alright, and we're going to end that with a semicolon. And that is all we have to do for our enum. Now let's head on over back to our main class right here. And what we're going to do is create, well, I don't want to use the word instance, but it's kind of like an instance. So we're going to call our class the level, our enumeration level, and we're going to give it a variable level. And what I want to do right now is essentially do the following level, and I want to give it a starting value. So let's say beginner. The default value is going to be beginner. Now what do I want to do? And I'm going to show you how useful an enumeration can be, or an enum can be. Now if we wanted to do the following, so perhaps like I said, we're building some sort of game, an arcade game, and we have three difficulties, and based on the difficulty that is selected by the user, we want to make our game, scale our game, and tweak its difficulty accordingly. So how would we go about doing that? Well, perhaps we have a switch statement, and we would put the variable level right in there. And essentially what this is doing is saying, okay, this level right here is going to be the argument, and essentially we have a couple levels here. So what level does what? So why don't we do the following? Say case, oops, case our level level dot perhaps is a beginner. Now what do we do? What do we want to do when oh, you know what? Just level perhaps dot beginner. Huh, there we go. Sorry about that. Haven't done this well. A different syntax and whatnot. But anyways, this is how we do it. So, um, when we type in this level in the switch statement right here, Java knows that we are essentially testing for, we want to check for all different cases of this level. And what cases are there? Well, we have one where it is a beginner, a medium, and a hard. So why don't we go ahead and do that? So I'm going to just do a really simple check here. Print line, and we're going to say beginner. Alright, break, remember our break statement, and case perhaps medium. I'm going to copy this because, you know, in fact I'm going to copy all this, why not? Alright, medium. Last but not least, we have our final case, hard. Alright, and type in hard. Now you're going to see the following. When I run this code, this right here will execute. So let's go ahead and do that. And as it's building, I want to explain to you why this is useful. Well, there are many reasons. Okay, first of all, we see the beginner executed here, so that is absolutely what we wanted, because we have this set to beginner. Now, why is this useful? Well, instead of checking our because there are many ways of doing the exact same thing, right? Perhaps we could create variables here, perhaps like a int level, current level, something like that, right? And we could say, okay, it equals 0, and we could check, okay, if this is equal, we could put current level in here, and we could say, okay, if this is 0, do something, if this is 1, do something, if this is 2, do something. Well, we could do that, and that would work as well. However, that is not a very readable code, and that tends to create a lot of problems. And what do I mean by that? Well, doing something like that would essentially make our code less reliable, in the sense, if someone went along and decided, hey, you know what, we don't want 0 to stand for beginner, we want 0 to stand for hard. Now, this person would have to change one part of the code, and he might mess up every other part of the code that depends on that variable you declared. Now, in this way, it's really hard to break something because everything is, created with constants. But that is all I want to leave for you guys. And in the next tutorial, we're gonna talk more about enumerations and how we can use them. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and comment and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.